Welcome to One Insight. My name is Rich Litvin. I grew up in London and I now live in LA. And this is a podcast for extraordinary top performers. You see, I've coached some of the most successful and talented people on the planet. I see what most people cannot see, and I dare to say what most people wouldn't dare to say. And what I know about success is that on the other side of it, it can actually be lonely. You can feel like more of an imposter the more successful you become. And when you're the most interesting person in the room, you're actually in the wrong room. I coach around insight. Life looks one way, something happens, the world looks different, and your entire world changes. It can happen in an instant. And this podcast is called One Insight because a single insight can change everything. This was a fun conversation. Alexis is a member of 4PC. She worked in the movie business for a long time. She's helped other people grow and scale their businesses and has created a coaching practice for 5 or 6 years that's really flown. And she gets on the call and says, look, I know how you're going to begin, Rich. You're going to ask me this powerful question. What would the next 3 years look like if it was amazing? And I don't know what the answer to that is. And so I play with her and I say, well, we don't have to ask a powerful question. Let's just have a chat. And I was going to edit all that bit out, but I thought it'd be fun if we leave that in. So you'll actually hear in real time me chatting to Alexis before the call begins, and then you hear me coaching. So you get just how real this is. There's no setup here. This is me in real time having a real conversation. And then the insight she gets at the end is powerful that it moves her to tears. Enjoy. Hello, Alexis.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, ready for this?
Okay.
Cool. So here's the context. And the recording started, but this won't be on the recording. We'll edit this bit out. Have you listened to any of the podcast episodes?
Yes.
I just decided to have fun. I decided I don't want to do one of those podcasts that everyone else seems to be doing. They interview their buddies and they interview them, and who cares? Let me do some coaching. It's what I love. It's just really fun. And the episodes are as long as they need to be. I did an interview with somebody the other day on his podcast, and it was a 60-minute interview. And I was watching the time ticking down to precisely 59.59 seconds. And he said, okay, we're done. We go till we go. Most of them have been short. We've got time, go short or long. And I coach around insight and we're there. So let's just have fun, but with no pressure that I'm trying to get you somewhere or make something happen. We'll just see what happens, because that makes it much easier for us. We can both relax rather than trying to make something happen, or you trying to look good or me trying to look good. Great. All right. So thank you to whoever's editing. In a moment, I'll be silent for a second, and then Alexis and I will start. Anything you need before we start, Alexis?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say that the ones that I've listened to, and of course I'm familiar with your style, I know you're going to start with what can make this a great conversation. What am I bringing to the table that I could work on? And I've fucking been racking my brain. Well,
then I won't start that way. We'll see how we go. Yeah, let's play. Yeah. And in fact, I'm actually thinking right now that as messy as this start is, that maybe we leave this whole start in and we don't edit this out, so that the people who are listening can see how real this is in a conversation, that we're not trying to set this up. So that could be a great way to do it. So let's play and see where we go. So, well, you said yes. I mean, I said you want to have a chat and we'll record it. And you said, yeah, I'm in, I'm happy to be coached. What's on your mind right now?
Well, of course, I'm always happy to be coached by you. I always walk away with an insight, even if I don't think there's one to be had. But I have so much up for me right now that I think that I am thinking of, oh God, what's the one thing I want to work on? I got flooded because.
Well, that's why I asked you a different question just now. So don't go back to the flooded piece.
Yeah.
What's on your mind in this moment right now?
I'm in a big growth curve right now, and I am, as I've shared with you in the past, I'm looking for a new trajectory in my coaching practice. I mean, for most people, I think they would term it as they just want to expand. And so I think that I could just say it that way simply. I feel like I've had a tremendous amount of success very quickly when I opened my private practice in the last, 4 to 5 years. And in a way, I feel because it happened so quickly for me that I missed the part where I really got in the mud and got dirty and got messy and learned what worked and learned what didn't work and got really clear on my message and my offer and found ways to reach new people and so on and so forth. And now I feel like it's catching up with me.
So it sounds to me, Alexis, like you really flew fast when you took off on your private practice. And there's a belief behind that that's not really what happens in business. Business is in the weeds and in the messiness. And because you didn't have that, now it's time and finally you're in it.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, yes.
But here's the thing. What I know about you is that you had more than one career before you started your private practice as a coach. You were in the film business, right? Wasn't that tell me, what were you doing in that world?
So I was a producer, I was a talent manager, and an executive that was a go-to person to make magic happen, regardless of what level the magic needed to occur at.
Great. And then after that, you went to help someone else build their business and did a lot of stuff behind the scenes to help them really fly and grow their business too, right?
Correct. Yes.
So it wasn't like you came into coaching as a complete newbie and just some magic happened purely by luck and you flew really fast in 5 years. You had an entire track record of success behind you. So this little story you're making up that I don't know how that happened and most people have struggles, so it's probably time for me to have them and maybe that's why I'm stuck now. It's almost like that's a good thing and you're ready for it. Swipe that away. It wasn't this moment of time. It was this entire track record that led you here. There was no magic behind flying fast in private practice. You've been working really hard your entire career, doing all sorts of unusual and unorthodox and extraordinary things that have ended up with those particular skills and talents now being called, I do professional coaching.
Yeah, it's interesting how the perception for me right now is that I'm somehow either in reverse or I'm at a stopping or a stuck point and don't know how to get to the next place. And it's very easy for me to blame what's gotten me here isn't going to get me there.
Yeah. No, I, over here, as I observe, it feels like you're in a yacht out on the ocean and the wind has died down.
Mm.
And you are blowing really hard into the sails to create the wind to keep the boat moving.
Yes. Oh, what a visual. Yep, that's it. Well,
instead of lying on a deck, sunbathing, having a margarita and waiting for the wind to pick up again.
Mm.
Or maybe remembering, oh, we have an engine at the back of the boat. Time to start the engine. Or, you know what, let me get on the satellite phone and call someone to come and pick me up. You are sitting there blowing so hard into those sails.
No wonder I feel like I want to collapse. I'm out of oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite something that, on one hand, that drive to make it happen, no matter what, internally, is part of what has made me successful. And yet it's also the thing that, it's how I get in my own way of success too. That paradox.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the paradox of success. And it's okay because you see it in this moment. I mean, in some ways we're here right now because this is an insight moment.
Yeah.
And we could pause and be done. I want to carry on a little bit further, but this is one of those insight moments where in this moment we could get off here and your world would change just that visceral visual of you sitting puffing into the sales. And look, you're this driven woman. It's what's had you had all sorts of success in the movie business, in helping other people build their business, as a coach. And two things. One, sometimes when you're driven, it's time to take a breather. It's time to pause and just relax and take time for you. And I speak as someone who's not very good at doing that.
Yeah, the slow down to speed up is not something that it's not a strong suit for me. Yeah. I've always had to work, twice as hard as anybody else to be just as good. It started when I was a kid. So when that's the lifeboat that you cling to.
Here's the thing though, it worked. It was a great strategy back then.
Yeah.
Work twice as hard and you fly. Any parent who said to their kids, work twice as hard as everybody else will be installing a great little chip into their mindset to help them fly into the future. And there will come a moment when that very gift of a way of thinking will actually be detrimental.
I've hit that threshold. I do believe.
You have.
Yeah.
So it is time to take a breather. Do you need another client right now?
No.
If you don't get another client for the next 90 days, will your home be at risk? Will you be pushed out and be living on the streets? Will your family be in danger if you don't make any money from another new client in the next 90 days?
No. Not even close.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm working with a woman who has come out of a relationship and says, I want to get back into a relationship, I put her on a man ban. And she freaks out. It's like, what are you talking about? I want you to help coach me to get back into a relationship. And there comes a moment when she relaxes and realizes, oh, this will feel really great. Actually, I'm not ready for another relationship right now. And the man ban looks like this, for the next 90 days, you're not allowed to to go on a date with a man. You can meet men, and if you talk to them and have a nice connection, you can say, my coach has not allowed me to go on a date for the next 73 days, but on day 74, we can put that on our calendar. But it takes off all the pressure. And I secretly know that if she meets someone she really wants to go on a date with, she'll call me and say, I'm sorry, Rich, I broke the rules. You need to be on a client ban right now. You're on a ban from doing anything to create clients. Look, if you meet somebody amazing and you start this great conversation and they're, oh my God, I've got to work with you, Alexis, the check is in my hand, you've got to take it, well, call me. But the client ban allows you to breathe. It allows you to do what you need to do to take care of you. Go and serve your current clients, have fun with them, astonish them, but no new client creation for the next 90 days.
It is amazing that I have so much emotion coming up right now, like tears, because it is the concept of that is so loaded with relief and anxiety.
Yeah.
that it's emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Look, you were raised to work twice as hard, and I'm saying don't do any work to create new clients right now. It's going to bring up all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. You mean man.
Mm-hmm. It's my job, messing with your thinking.
Yeah.
Look, what I would also do for these next 90 days is plan some really cool stuff. So if you don't need to create them, and my sense was I didn't go down the road, but it could probably be 6 months or even longer, which you don't need a client. So I would plan some really fun stuff just for you, Alexis. Some time for massages, some time to hang out with friends, maybe a staycation where you get to go on, stay at a hotel around the corner from the family if you need to be there, but a couple of nights away, but just for you. Really put some time in for you, because this is a moment where you get to put the oxygen mask on first. You will be modeling for the family the importance of this, and you need this right now.
Yeah. Resonates deeply. Thank you. I do. I agree.
look, you're in 4PC, so I will see you in February for our next live event in Santa Fe. So we'll talk then and find out what's going on, but no client creation allowed at all until we meet again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Done and done. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah. And to go back to that funny way we started the call with you not knowing, if you ask me this powerful question, what make it amazing? Sometimes the client doesn't have to know that. And all I did was say, what's on your mind right now? And then it took us down a road to where you really needed to go. So powerful questions are great sometimes. And sometimes just, hey, what's going on? We'll start an interesting conversation.
Fair enough.
Thanks for playing.
Worked out in the end. Thanks so much, Rich.
For most of human history, it wasn't called coaching. It was called leadership. And it's what I love to do, to coach people, to lead people, and to mess with people's thinking. If you'd like more of this, or if you'd like to learn more about our community of extraordinary top performers, go to richlitvin.com/oneinsight.